I am so excited today to be interviewing Ray Lavoie. And this is the very first interview that we're doing for The Lantern, which is our newsletter for Lamp and Light Productions. And Ray, you're a Columbus resident and you have Parkinson's disease.
That I
Uh,
do.
so, Ray, just tell us a little bit. What were your first symptoms and how did your diagnosis come about?
Well, it was a long process, actually. First time I noticed there were problems was June of 2018. I was playing doubles tennis, at a tennis tournament in Columbus, Ohio, a GLTA, which stands for Gay and Lesbian Tennis Association. And it was in Columbus this time, and they stopped the match, and they told me that I needed to take care of myself and I need to go home. And I was like, why? What's wrong with me? They couldn't tell me. They didn't. They were afraid to tell me. They were like, "Oh, you just need to take care of yourself. You're not well." I was like, "Okay, weird." And then later in that year, um, I picked up some more symptoms, more of a twitch that I knew wasn't something I could control. Like I didn't know what was happening. So it was tremors that I was starting to get.
Hmm.
And I went home for Christmas that year, and somebody said, "Do you have Parkinson's?"
Hmm.
And I was like, "I don't know. Do I? I don't know what this. I mean, I've heard of it. It's in passing, but
Yeah.
never anything really specific." And so I went to see a neurologist who the practice I trusted, but I didn't know the neurologist. And they took me into a meeting and an examination. And in about 5 minutes, they said, "You have Parkinson's."
Wow.
And I was like, "Well, now what do I do?" "Well, you take this medication and go on with your day." It's
Wow.
like, "That's it? That's it. You're on your way. Thank you. Bye bye." That was in
Man.
January of 2019. And in May of 2019, I went to see Dr. May I tell you your name?
Yeah.
Dr. Malone
Hmm.
at Ohio Health. And she was much more helpful, shall we say?
Okay.
She spent time with me. Explained the situation to me. Um, she changed the drugs to things that were not so bad for me. I didn't know I could change the drugs. I didn't know there were like 800 drugs out there for Parkinson's.
Yeah.
There's one called carbidopa levodopa that everybody seems to be on, but
Yeah.
there are many other drug combinations for people. One of the things that annoyed me the most about having Parkinson's was that she said, the doctor did, "I'm a snowflake, and nobody's the same. Everyone's different." And I was like, ugh, all this time I've been being called a snowflake, and I didn't want to be called a snowflake, and now I have to be called a snowflake.
Oh,
So time went by, and I've been I call myself diagnosed in 2019.
okay. And at that moment, how expected or unexpected was that diagnosis? Did you think you had
Very
something? Very
no.
unexpected?
I had gone back in 2018 in this November. I'd gone to my primary care physician and said, "I've got these tremors and I don't know what to do with them." It's like, they assured me I did not have Parkinson's because Parkinson's happens at 80. And they were
Wow.
like, "It never happens to anybody that your age, so don't worry about it. You don't have Parkinson's." It's like, okay.
Wow.
Well, they were really wrong.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know, were they movement disorder specialists?
No, nobody other than Dr. Malone has been a movement disorder specialist.
Okay.
So
Okay. So now you didn't have any path to follow before, but now you do, and you've been told to exercise and take your pills and all the rest. What is Ray's regimen to deal with Parkinson's on a daily basis?
well, the day starts early. It starts at 4:35 a.m.
Wow.
Get up in the bed of the bed and get out, take the drugs because I need to have something in my stomach before I start working out, and I need to take the drugs a half hour before that.
Yeah.
See, the carbidopa takes a half hour to take effect, So I have to take the drugs at between 4:35 and 4:45, so that I can take a handful of cashews at 5:15 when I start my workout. It takes me
Wow.
about a half hour to get to the gym with my bag and stuff like that and all that. Get into the gym, get in the parking spot and all that, blah 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 blah. But I start working out at 5:15.
Wow.
I do a half hour of cardio, and then a half hour of free weights and stuff like that. And I'm out the back into the locker room by about 6:30, out the
Wow.
door by 7. So I've started my day. I've had no excuse to not work out. I have no meeting that I can say I had. There's nothing I can say other than I wanted to sleep. Then around 9 a.m., I take 2 more tablets. 1 p.m. after lunch, I have lunch at noon, and then at 1 p.m. I take 1 more tablet. And 5 p.m. I start cooking dinner, and I have 1 more tablet then. And then at 8:30 or so, about an hour before bedtime, I take a combination of melatonin, long release carbidopa levodopa, and a fast acting carbidopa levodopa. I say that so easily. Carbidopa levodopa.
It's a doozy, isn't it?
It's a
Cinnamon.
doozy. Cinnamon. So, sorry, I'm shaking the camera.
Yeah, that's okay.
And so bedtime is around 9:30, and we start the whole process over again. It's a little bit more liberal, but on the weekends. But Dr. Malone would tell me that I shouldn't do that. Stay at the same exact time, 7 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you realized it or not, but life isn't necessarily as regimented as Dr. Malone would like it to be.
No, it's not. Well, Ray, I've got immense respect for you, man. That is an early wake-up call, and to do that every day, day in and day out, is so admirable.
I have no choice now. It's sort of like one of those habits where you like brush your teeth at a certain hour, and it's like you do it 40 times, and you can't stop yourself. You're like, I have to go do that now.
Well, it would seem that way. I have more difficulty setting up regular habits in my life, and even if I do them for a while, it seems like it's not so hard to kick a good habit, unfortunately. But that's awesome. Do you do high intensity interval training?
I do a lot of different things.
Okay.
Mondays I reserve for upper body, biceps, and back, and it's usually with me and the Instagram trainer that I've got. And Tuesdays are lower body, so lifting legs and stuff like that, squats and deadlifts and all kinds of things like that. Wednesday is the bonus day on the upper body again, so that's triceps and whatever combination it is, not biceps and back on Wednesday. Thursday is a full cardio day.
Wow.
So Thursday is 1 hour of cardio. I do a half hour of elliptical and a half hour of jumping rope, which is my newest addiction, is jumping rope, because I feel like it's going to help my Parkinson's with my coordination if I can do jumping rope.
Yeah.
I did it today for 5 minutes flat, so I was very happy with
5 minutes constant jump rope.
Well, constant resets. I skip on the rope and
I'm just doing this like Ray. That's fantastic. Yeah,
come join me.
I should. I do skip rope. I know what you mean. That coordination seems important. Well, and for you, talk real briefly, that hand-eye coordination and body control related to tennis. Certainly, that's given you an edge, and you continue to play tennis, right?
Well, that's why I wanted to finish. Friday is a high-intensity workout with a trainer.
Okay.
And then Saturday is tennis.
Yeah.
So, and that's I play a fair amount of tennis weekly, a couple of 3 hours, but it's always my prize or my gift to myself, is that I get to play. If I do all the other workouts, and I get to play tennis, because it's not exactly necessarily a workout, but I do burn about 600 calories a session in tennis. So. Yeah. And it's definitely a full body, high hand coordination kind of thing. And I haven't been getting better, but I haven't been getting worse. So it's okay.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
And I've asked my friend Matt to join me on the tennis court, and he has, and it's been fun.
Who's that guy you're talking about? Yeah, it has been fun. I play nice. Ray and I have played a couple of times. You are You are kind to give such patience to me as I stumble and whack the ball and chase the air. But I
You've got some
appreciate it.
technique. You definitely have some technique.
Well, I need a sport where I can make up for my lack of skill by hustling. And you know what I mean? So unfortunately, tennis, you have to hustle for tennis, but you can't, you have to have the skill, right, to hit the ball back. Let me ask you this, Ray. How do you feel like your life has changed because of
Oh,
Parkinson's, either for the good or for bad?
well,
I don't think this was on the list that I sent you, but
no, no, it's okay. I think I've been more focused on my health than in the past.
sure.
I'm much more careful about, like I had a Sprite recently, and I was like, ugh, because I like cleaned out all the carbonated drinks and stuff like that, and I got rid of 99.9% of the Wendy's and the McDonald's and stuff like that. But it happens on occasion on a road trip and stuff like that. But I've been really concentrated on trying to live and eat a healthier life,
Hmm.
and I wasn't doing bad at it beforehand, but now I really put some real firebrand behind it,
Good.
and
The stakes are
I
high.
have, yeah, but I have to tell you, anybody that hasn't seen me in a while has been like, "Damn, you're in good shape." I'm like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
Now the bad news is that I'm not necessarily as what's the word, spontaneous.
okay.
And I don't go like, hey, let's go out to dinner at 8 p.m. or something like that, or
Yeah,
go dancing until 2 a.m. or something like that. Those are things that I just are cause too much cantilever kind of up and down from the
sure.
meds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I definitely know that my ability to do long term tennis photography and stuff like that has become a bit more challenging. So I have to
mhm,
be much more conscientious of how much time I'm spending taking pictures versus resting. And
right.
so I did a 5 day photo job for a thing called Columbus Cartoons Crossroads, which is a comic book convention in
Hmm.
Columbus at the library.
Mhm.
And it was 5 days worth of work. And it was 12 or 13 hours a day.
Ooh,
And it was just really grueling.
well, that'd be
And I got
grueling
through
anyway.
it. But I had to be more conscientious about before I would just like go, oh, hey, you did a job. Great. Now I'm like, now you have to rest. Now you have to recuperate.
Yeah,
Um, we have some trips. We have a big trip coming up in April of this coming year that I'm excited about, but I'm also nervous. Um, I have friends that have got Parkinson's and they've traveled to Europe and stuff like that, and I have to get in touch with them and see how they handled being a Parkinson's patient in on a vacation versus on a vacation. It's not really a vacation. We're going for a month to Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand.
wow,
So
wow, yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
that's awesome, but scary as well.
Sure, it is.
So
I'll give you my one tip. You know, I flew to Barcelona, Spain to see the World Parkinson's Congress and participate in that. And even though I didn't really quite need it, I took advantage of the whole wheelchair thing, which you can do in complete advance of being at the airport. So, as part of buying your ticket, you can click these little boxes that say, I need assistance, wheelchair assistance from one gate to the other. So, you know, if you're flying somewhere internationally, you fly to New York or whatever and got these massive airports. And could I have made it walking? Well, probably, but just to take the ease off my mind of where the gate is and the stress, right, of switching planes and making sure you're on time and all that, that just all disappeared. And it was really nice, honestly, just to have somebody assist me. So I don't know. It's something to
that's
think about for sure.
well, that certainly is a wonderful idea, but I'm scared that my ego will get in the way.
Well, I know what you mean. I certainly know what you mean. Um, if you could tell people, let me put it this way. What would you hope people would know about Parkinson's? What do you want people to know about Parkinson's that don't have it and don't think about it every day?
That it's not just the tremors, that it's the mental aspect that is also really important,
Hmm.
and that it's not always an easy day. It's not always an easy climb. I always say this as well. You're not going to die from it, so that's really good to know. Um, I will die from something else. It may be Parkinson's related, but it won't be the Parkinson's condition that caused my death.
Right.
And so, living for the moment, thriving is really important, and it's really important that people know that, because they hear it and they hear Parkinson's and they're like, and they don't know where to take that concern. Like, are you going to be with us in 6 months, or are you going to be gone? And I have a really good friend named Tad, who has been taking care of hospice patients that are in the 94 age range that have
Wow.
Parkinson's, that have
Wow.
Parkinson's. And they've had it
94.
for many years, decades at that point. So it's not a, pardon me a moment. Um, Sorry,
That's
I
okay.
interrupt.
Yeah, that's all right.
I didn't put it on mute. Um,
No worries. So people have had it for decades, you're saying, at the age of
yes,
94 even, yeah.
right. And Michael J. Fox is a huge example.
Mhm.
And we went to a conference recently for Parkinson's that a guy who was up there on the stage, he's had it for 17 years or something like that. He's still a biathlete or triathlete, and he's competing on a regular basis. And I mean, even when I do my cardio, it's sometimes I do wind sprints on the treadmill, and I
Mhm.
do 1 minute at 5, 9, or 10, and then back to 5, and then back to 9 or 10, and then back down to 5. And so I'm doing speeds that back down to 3, actually, not 5. I lied, but it's really cool to get that kind of, to be able to know that I'm not going to fall over
Yeah.
and be like that. I really panicked a lot when I first got it. I did a lot of the physical therapy and the driving therapy. And my partner says that I'm a bad driver to start with, so it wasn't really a problem for me to. But I passed the driver's test. I passed the cognitive analysis test. I passed the physical, orthopedic, and work related tests. I was victim of the, well, I don't know if I'm going to be here in 6 months or 6 years or 6 days, and that doesn't help anybody.
No,
Living for each day is much more important.
that's beautiful. Nice. Um, what is it like to live in Columbus with Parkinson's? What are things that are either good or bad about having this disease in Columbus, Ohio?
Well, the good news is I have a huge, wonderful support group. I have a group that meets at the Gerlach Center on Ohio Health's campus. They do a really great job of helping people that have just started the disease. There's a meeting that I go to every Friday, the first Friday of the month. It's Parkinson's Pals, that we help each other with knowledge and information and something to do and be available, be a part of.
Yeah.
There's a online version that Ohio Health sponsors that is on Monday nights. The wealth of exercise and resources is astounding. Once you uncap the idea of that you have there's a huge wealth of information and possibilities. Even down to there's this gym called Titled Boxing that has a special class on Wednesdays for Parkinson's patients that's free. For
Wow, is
Parkinson's
this
patients,
free?
yep, if you have Parkinson's.
That's great.
Yeah,
Uh,
so we have to go sometime.
yeah, I'd love that. I've
Yeah,
used the speed bag at my gym. Um,
See?
yeah. Is there a downside?
No.
Okay, you love being in Columbus.
I would say I don't really have a downside right now because nothing's bad has happened in Columbus. I mean, it's a great city to be in, and it's got a great um, reputation for taking care of its Parkinson's patients.
Yeah, that's good. Ray, I admire you, sir.
That
Uh, I
was not the
do.
intention.
No, I know. I admire your dedication to your health and your eating. Man, I struggle, and um, you know, uh, it's just you help inspire me. Like, hey, man, Ray can do it. I can do it. So thank you for being part of our interview today. I know we've kept it kind of short, but thanks for telling your story, and thanks for inspiring us all to be dedicated to what we're doing. Any last thoughts or comments? Ray?
Yes, one really important one that you should take to heart as well. Every day you get out of that bed is a new start, and you reset the clock, you forget everything that happened yesterday, because whatever you messed up on yesterday doesn't matter anymore.
That's
It's in the
right.
rearview mirror.
Awesome. Well, thank you, my friend, and I'll be sure to let you know when this comes out in our second of the volume two of the Lantern. So that'll be fun. Ray, thanks so much for your time. Blessings to you, and blessings to everyone in Columbus with Parkinson's disease.